Prologue: The House in the Forest. Far away, hidden deep within a misty Scandinavian forest, there stood a decaying mansion. Locals avoided the area, claiming they could hear screams echoing through the trees at night, screams of a woman and a child. This was once the home of a woman named Granny, known in old records as Angelina. She had lived there with her husband and granddaughter, a little girl named Slendrina. But something terrible happened, something that cursed their entire bloodline. The origin of evil. Before the mansion fell into ruin, Angelina had been kind. But grief changed her. Her daughter, Selina, had married a man from a strange family, a pale man who avoided sunlight, whose voice was like a whisper through a coffin lid. Together they had a child, Slendrina. When Slendrina was still small, her father vanished. Some said he was taken by the dark entity that haunted the woods. Others said he was that entity. One day, Slendrina's mother went to search for him and never came back. When the villagers found the girl again, she was alone in the cellar, eyes white as milk, whispering to something unseen. Granny took her in, but by then, it was already too late. The darkness had claimed them both. The cellar. Years later, the cellar became a place of ritual. Angelina carved strange symbols into the stone, believing they would keep her granddaughter's spirit calm. But the symbols didn't protect her, they fed her. Slendrina began to appear in mirrors, whisper through walls, and twist the shadows into shapes. Every person who entered that cellar either disappeared or went mad, mumbling her name. The return of the stranger. One stormy night, the pale man returned. He was no longer human. His body stretched thin, limbs too long, face blank as paper. He came for Slendrina, not as a father, but as a vessel of the same darkness that had once taken him. When Granny tried to stop him, she was thrown across the room. The old woman prayed to whatever god still listened, and something answered. It offered her a deal, eternal life in exchange for her soul and her sanity. She accepted. The birth of Granny. The next morning, the mansion was silent. Angelina was no more. Only Granny remained, a hollow creature who remembered fragments of her past, her mind shattered between guilt and fury. Her granddaughter, Slendrina, now lingered between two worlds, sometimes a spirit, sometimes a shadow. The cellar became her tomb and her prison. From that day forward, Granny hunted anyone who dared enter her home, believing that every intruder was a thief trying to take Slendrina away again. The visitors. Decades later, explorers and thieves began vanishing near the forest. They spoke of a grandmother with dead eyes, dragging them into the dark, muttering, "Don't wake her! She is sleeping." Some who escaped told tales of Slendrina appearing before them, a pale face in the dark, asking, "Have you seen my mother?" The two spirits were bound, one guarding the house above, the other haunting the cellar below. When one was disturbed, the other awoke. The house expands. Each victim added to the curse. The house grew larger, twisting upon itself, basements connecting to hospitals, dungeons leading to schools, walls breathing like flesh. Every new Granny game was just another layer of their torment, another piece of the same nightmare. People thought DVloper created those levels, but in truth, the story was whispering itself to him through dreams. He was merely recording what already existed. The final day. One day, a young man came to the house. He carried an old photograph of his grandmother, Angelina. He wasn't there to steal or explore. He wanted to free her. In the final room, he found the truth, a coffin, sealed with chains, engraved with both names, Angelina and Slendrina. He broke the seal. The ground shook. Shadows screamed. The two spirits merged into one. Her voice echoed through every corridor. Now we are one, and we will never be forgotten. The mansion collapsed that night, but people still hear it, faint knocking from beneath the earth. And when fog covers the forest, you can see an old figure walking among the trees, calling softly, "Come here, my dear. Granny's waiting."
Subscribe for more here.